Count me down. Oh, it's already going. You got to start over again.
No.
Am I still going? Hey everybody, welcome back to Dell's Dishes. Today we are going to do a pork butt. So we're getting gloved up here. This should be a pretty simple cook. What we're going to do is we're going to get it out of the package. We're going to put a binder on it, which we're going to use yellow mustard. We have that here. We're going to get it seasoned up. We're going to let it sit and sweat just a little bit, and then we're going to get it on the smoker today. Should be in total about a 7-hour cook. And then we'll have a special treat today. We'll have some other people taste testing it for you guys to take a look at. Again, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to get this. We've got a almost 9.5 pound pork, all natural pork butt. We got at Scott's Meats. Link will be down here somewhere. And so we're going to get this one out of the package and we're going to get it binded up. There's a lot of juice on this one. All right. All right, so this one's bone in, so that you can see the bone here. So typically the meat is gonna flow this way. We're gonna get it pat down. Doesn't look like it needs to be trimmed up at all. Pretty much together. Looks pretty good. Always typically smell the meat a little bit. So make sure it's still good. Get it patted down here. Again, pork butt, for pulled pork is usually pretty simple. You just want to make sure that we're getting a binder to help the rub that we're going to put on there today, help it to adhere to the meat, and get it on the smoker for a nice long cook. Just a little bit more. Thank you, thank you. All right. All right. All right. So, what we're going to do is we'll get our mustard. And I'm a French's guy, classic yellow, always the simplest. I don't know if that's in the shot or not. I don't think you need a link. It's literally everywhere. So we're just going to get very liberal. Again, you will not taste the mustard, but you want to make sure you get in there, and this will again help the rub to adhere. All right. So today we're going to use 1 part Holy Voodoo, and we're going to use 2 parts the Gospel. Both of these are from Meat Church, and I'll leave the link down below in the description box. But what these are going to do is that the Gospel is a nice all-purpose rub, has a little bit of pepper in there, and it's going to help it give a nice color. And then the Voodoo will give it that extra little kick at the end. So again, very liberal. You want to start up high. Pretty simple. And this is going to help us give that color, that nice bark that we're going to be looking for. Again, we want to make sure we pat our meat. We don't rub it in. We definitely pat it in. Make sure it has a nice, even setting. That looks pretty good. Okay. Now, we're going to let this sit for a little bit, and then we'll add our voodoo to it. Once we get that, then we'll see you out at the grill. So we're out here. We got it all seasoned up. We have the smoker at 250. We're gonna smoke this pork butt fat side up. We've got it seasoned up again to touch it up a little bit. Apparently got it all over my shirt as well. So we're gonna open it up. We've got some good smoke going. We're using post oak today, and we're using charcoal briquettes. So we're just gonna get it on there. We're gonna let it go at 250 for about 2 hours, and then we'll come back and we'll bump it up during the next part of the cook. First 2 hours we're gonna do at 250 just to make sure that we get a nice bark built and get some good smoke flavor imparted into the meat. Alright. Now all there is to do is just close it up and let it do its thing. We'll see you guys back in a little bit. Yeah. Hey, so we're back. It's about 2 hours in. And right now what we're going to do is we're going to add a probe to it, and then we're going to spritz it down. So let's take a look and see what it looks like. All right. So as you can see, we've got a really nice bark on there, and that's from those spices that we added to it, those rubs. So we're just going to spritz it down a little bit. Yeah, that looks really good. And when you're spritzing, you want to make sure that you're doing it in a spraying motion. You never want to just completely douse it, because you're just going to make all of the spices and everything that you have run. But you want to just get a quick little spritz on there. Definitely want to try to get it back if you can. All right. Now what we're going to do, we're getting this in here, but we're going to get this probe in, because we haven't really cared about what the internal temps have been, as we're just trying to get a good bark built. We're going to get this closed up. What we're going to do is we're going to bump this up to 275. We're going to get it going at 275 for the next several hours. We'll come checking in about every hour after this, maybe an hour or two, but the biggest thing has been 250 for the first 2 hours, just allow the bark to set, get those spices set in, get the initial smoke. From the initial 4 to 5 hours where you get the most smoke ingested within the meat. So we got this going. We just bumped it up to 275, and we're just going to let it go. So we'll see you in a little bit. Hey everybody, so we're back. Temperature has been about 167. We've been spritzing it every hour. We're going to open it up. That was very warm. We're going to get it up and get it on. We're going to wrap it in some foil and get it back on the smoker. So let's take a look and see what it looks like. Wow. So it looks pretty good. It's been going for a good while. So at 160. All right, so we're back. Just took it off. Had a little bit of mishap with the video, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna get this wrapped up and get it back on the smoker. So let's want to make sure that we wrap it as tightly as possible. And we're using heavy duty aluminum foil. We're not at the usual homestead, but we're gonna try and see what happened. Today we ran into some technical difficulty. We didn't get, we had just some life getting in the way, and unfortunately, you can't laugh. Unfortunately, the charcoal ran out. We didn't find out because I didn't have the, son, can you sit up please? So anyway, long story short, we had to get the charcoal going again. We finally got it back up to temp at about 200 before we took it off. Again, just to kind of recap, we used yellow mustard as our binder. We used some voodoo and some gospel seasoning rub to get that nice bark. We cooked for 2 hours at 250 degrees. After that, we bumped it up to 275, where we spent the next 5/6 or 7 hours actually. Don't have a total cook time. This is just what happens sometimes during the cooking process. So we're gonna open it up here. Hopefully it's gonna be what we're expecting, but it could be tough, so who knows, but we just keep it real. So here we go. It has been resting about an hour. First thing that we want to do is see if the bone pulls out easily. And, well, the bone pulled literally away from everything. All right, so that's obviously a good sign right there. So let's see if we can just, and we can. All right, that's how you make a good pork butt. When you can just break it apart like that, and it just with tongs, and you don't even need to have pullers. So that is definitely, oh, that makes me feel so much better. All right, so as you can see, we've got a nice smoke ring around the outside on these. And that comes from that post oak that we used today. Again, wow, that looks really good. All right, it's nice, looks pretty moist. Like I said, it's breaking apart really easily. Boys, you want to try this? All right. All right, what do? We say, hey, say your prayer.
Thank you for this food. Amen.
Amen. Here you go. And here you go. Is it good? So is it good? All right.
Is it so good? What do you think, Luke?
Okay. So you can really taste that voodoo, which is really light on top. But the gospel really gives it that base flavoring of the all-purpose rub. So it's pretty good. Again, for having an abnormal cook day, we managed to, it came out beautifully. So again, here we go. We keep it real here. So again, it's very moist. And this is the best way to do pulled pork. I'll leave the description down below. Thank you guys, and we'll catch you next time.